The boys from Gen.G are certainly rootin' tootin', trailblazing cowboys, whatever that song is, as they just went over top of Furia in the first map, 16-7 on Nuke. Great first game coming in from the boys over on Gen.G. What do you think, Potter?
I think it was amazing to watch. I think Gen.G came out swinging. You can clearly see that they had an answer for every move that Furia were making. From the vent boost shenanigans that we were talking about in that pregame, they were just getting consistently spammed from the get-go. Kusta with the answer down secret lower. Anytime Furia tried to make plays towards that secret, sure, sometimes Gen.G gave it up, but most of the time it was Kusta that was down there making a lot of pressure on Furia, and it made it seem like Furia was running out of answers, even though they seemed so strong on that nuke just yesterday.
Yeah, all the players from Gen.G, you mentioned Kusta, the players in my mind, I'm thinking Som, Bentet, Automatic, all had fantastic games. Daps obviously called a great game. He went 1 for 7 in entry frags. It never even seemed like a problem. Like, not once did I think, oh, Gen.G's losing entry frags, the game's not going their way. No, they were playing so well. They were trading off of each other when they needed to. And I thought Som stepped up again in massive ways. I don't know where this came from, but this level he's showing this event, he's like top tier right now.
Potter, you have a replay for us. What is it?
Yes, this is going to take a look at Furia Vinny's clutch. I just thought that this was spectacular. The eye test, it was impressive to watch. He's going to be going down vent side very quickly. Keep in mind, there's only about 15 seconds left on the clock, but Vinny, he's got the cojones to reopen the door. He understands that the CT defenders are going to try to stop the plant as soon as possible, and he utilizes that sort of pressure to his advantage. He knows it's a numbers game. He knows where the rotations are going to be coming from, and he selects those duels, calculates it, and it just looks so easy for Vinny.
Yeah, his game sense right there was perfect. So he had his teammate waiting in lower, which you couldn't see because X-ray was off. His teammate was waiting in lower, so he knew if he went to go plant the bomb, those guys following him through decon are going to flank immediately and kill him. So the only choice he has is to turn around and take that fight, but fake the door shut, which is what he did. So he just 200 IQ'd them. All 3 of those frags he outsmarted to get.
Unfortunately, as great as that play was, it was only a drop in the bucket, as we did see Gen.G taking the series pretty easily over top of them as well. What are your expectations now as we move into Inferno? Not exactly a strong map for the boys on Furia.
No, not a strong map for the boys on Furia. I think Som and Bentet in that B site really impressed me earlier in this event. I love how Daps calls on Inferno. I always thought he was probably one of the best Inferno callers in all of North America. Probably the best, actually. He has a solid default. He knows how to mid-game really well after he takes mid-control. And he gets banana control whenever he wants it, which is important for any team that plays Inferno. So because of that, I'm now flopping. I'm flopping over to Gen.G.
I'm just as excited as you are, but I don't want to jinx Gen.G in any way, so I'm going to stick to my guns here. I am concerned slightly about Automatic. I mentioned yesterday on that Inferno, or sorry, on day 1 on that Inferno, he was almost deemed irrelevant throughout the entirety of that CT side. He was not able to get involved towards those A hits whatsoever, and it just seemed like his timing was slightly off. Today, he seems to be hitting his shots. He seems to be in form. I don't expect him to look as lost as he did in that first match, but he definitely has to step it up to hold down that arch side.
That's actually a very good point. I didn't really think about the fact that Tim seemed a little lost last time that we saw them on Inferno, and it kind of made me question the whole Tim being the primary opera of Gen.G. That has looked totally different over the last 2 days, so I don't expect to see that same thing. I've seen him play arch side before dozens of times, and he never looked how he did on that first day. So I think that that was more of an anomaly, and I think today we're going to see a different version of him.
So I got to ask, do you think we should redo the predictions again? Because now you're saying Gen.G, and I said Gen.G, and you guys gave me Furia for whatever reason. So I kind of feel like we should bring it back.
Bring it back?
I think you're still sticking with Furia, is that correct?
I'm going to. I'm a superstitious person.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm Asian. It comes with the genes, but I'm gonna stick with Furia. But man, I'm rooting for both of these teams.
All right, well, I believe we are going to throw things to a break when we come up back. Map 2, Inferno. Does Furia have it to force it to map 3, or will it be Gen.G lifting the trophy? Stay tuned.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
I'm gonna run, make a run to the hardware store. I need a new screen for my old screen door. Washers and screws and nails by the pound. You can't find it there, can't be found. If it ain't in store, they can order it square, peg, round, hole, they'll make it fit. Whatever you need and a whole lot more, they got it all over at the hardware store. If you're working on your house or working on a shed, if you're building a garage or a flower bed, if the wheel on your riding mower is flat, if you need a new hose or a gardening hat, they got bags of mulch and fertilizer, pegboard and workshop organizers, any tool in the world to do it yourself, and there's a big old cat napping on the shelf. I'm gonna run, make a run to the hardware store. I need a new screen for my old screen door. Washers and screws and nails by the pound. You can't find it there, can't be found. If it ain't in store, they can order it square, peg, round, hole, they'll make it fit. Whatever you need and a whole lot more, they got it all over at the hardware store. A pick, a shovel, a spade, a rake, American made, it'll never break. They got 10 wash tubs and radio flyers, Christmas lights and turkey fryers, chain and rope cut to any length, chicken wire any height. I'm a rootin', tootin', trailblazing cow. Gonna run, make a run to the hardware store. I need a new screen for my old screen door. Washers and screws and nails by the pound. You can't find it there, you can't find what I do best. If it ain't in store, they can order it square, peg, round, hole, they'll make it fit. Whatever you need and a whole lot more, they got it all over at the hardware store. What I do best. There's a little brass bell hanging on a string. When you walk in, they can hear it ring. Any project, trailblazing cowboy, driving my cattle out west. I'm a rootin', tootin', trailblazing cowboy, doing what I do best.
Wow, Gen.G, they laid down the law, and now looking to go flawless here. If they can take this in a 2-0 fashion, they will have done exactly that. In the grand final, they sit 1-0 up. Gen.G, they have been on one hell of a journey here in Anaheim, right? They have looked so good. They are yet to drop a map, and that's now continuing. Furia finding themselves on the back foot, 0-1 down after losing Nuke. They've got to try and bounce back.
Yeah, they've got a lot to do, right? Already, you know, being the only team representing Brazil here, MIBR falling in that group stage, and now, I mean, Furia, they really want to make a name for themselves, but this would be, you know, one for the ages if they could pull it back. Not only Gen.G's map pick and back, they've proved versatile in this tournament, online, and just wherever they go. Well, now Furia, a team that have struggled with Inferno in the past, are going to have to put that all to the wayside and show us what they got. They will have that CT side start considering it's Gen.G's map pick, so little benefits in that sense, but let's find out what this game's got in store for us if Gen.G can make it dominant like the last.
Yeah, to quote a Mr. OJ Borg, let's get it on! Furia going down through mid, Vinny in tow, Yuri alongside him, and they're trying to up the pace in this round. Now hiding down in the tunnels, oh dear, it's a bit of a slaughter hole, never mind a water hole, they're all coming down towards the bottom of mid. Kusta and Daps suddenly left in a 2-on-3. This has been such a messy pistol round. Now looking to group up, looking to get this bomb to safety over in the apartments. Looking like they want to try and go for an A split, but Henny's already fallen back into the pit and he's got Vinny over at long to come in to help out. This crossfire is here ahead of time and there's a huge gap in that smoke. There's not even a gap in the smoke. That is just a missed smoke. And Daps now alone. 4 points of health in a dream. He's got the bomb planted at the very least, but surely that's it. They've spotted him now. They know that he's here. Oh dear, Daps is trying to stay alive, but it's not going to happen. Furia, they'll get themselves the pistol here.
Yeah, at least starting things off on the right foot, right with Keserato, 3 kills already. And the favored side. Bomb plant though, the question is, do Gen.G force straight into the second round, right? You can get a hero AK, you can maybe get a Krieg on someone who found a kill. Throw that one over to an armored player. There are options here, but Furia already setting a bit of a decimating pace by pushing middle in the pistol round. They clearly want to get back into the swing of things. There's the buy for Gen.G. 2 Kriegs, a Galil, and a Scout and Vendetta. This is a pretty decent investment. Daps taking a hit for his team on just a P250. Deep mollies down mid. Gen.G do go wide past him, though. We've got a man running up. That's automatic. And in the meantime, Art is running down. Banana. Control there for Furia with 3 players. If Gen.G can get ahead of this rotation, they can take the A site before a third man's here.
Oh, the aggression down through Banana from Henny and Vinny, though. This could lead to a great timing here for an extra player to rotate around towards this A bomb site. They've set both these Banana players up so deep. They've got all this information, and maybe once that smoke dissipates, that's when we see players start to move around. Already inside of the A-bomb site, though, kills are coming in from Yuri. Buntet does at least get that trade. Keserato now inside of this site, and they are not ready for him. It's down to a 2-on-2 with bomb under Furia control. But there's a man lost in CT in the form of Kusta, and now arriving at shore is Som. Keserato, last man standing, albeit briefly. Gen.G are going to turn that round on its head, and they'll pick it up.
3 kills off the back of Som with the Krieg as well. He's the top-rated player of this entire tournament, and that is, you know, a fantastic start for him into the second round of this game already. Third and fourth top are Yuri and Keserato. 5th coming in for automatic, so only 2 players of Gen.G in those top 5, but they are making it work. And now the force back for Furia. They're going to be the ones trying to get it done with less. A Scout on Keserato, pistols elsewhere. Som's already opened up down the top of Banana, taking Vinny down. That will force a rotation. Art's got to be running right back through the spawn. But one thing that we did see from Gen.G when they played Complexity on this map a couple of days ago was how quick they were at, you know, following Daps' calls, rotating immediately off the back of information. If Daps makes a call that they want to get out of Banana and hit A, even though they have 4 players here, they'll do it like that. They will wait for no one. And so Gen.G, well, they're walking into a stack right now, but they don't know it.
Yeah, the thing that is a little bit optimistic is that there's still this smoke right over in the back of Furia. They might be looking to try and play this delay play, but now the smokes have actually gone out. And oh dear, they sent the bomb in first, and that now is in the enemy front line. They're trying to retrieve it, and they are getting kills. Art's only good for 1, and Henny's put down as well. So Gen.G, they've recovered. Som with 2, automatic on 3. And they'll just about secure that conversion for Gen.G.
It looks like they sent in Daps, and then he gets killed, and he realizes they've got a stack there and tries to make the call that we should get out of here, but without realizing that the bomb was actually on his back and lost in no man's land. By that point, you've got to double down, you've got to commit, and Gen.G did exactly that very well. Could have gotten out of hand, but luckily the eco is made quick work of.
Yeah, it's actually very, very good that they have that realization, like, okay, we've got to go back in, we got to go, because as we were just saying, there's still a flash, there's still a smoke on Furia. Furia. If you disengage, if you give them a couple of seconds to get that utility in, gather up a few of those guns, they can make something of that round. So Gen.G have navigated these waters well. Art's set up over in the apartment. Zeus is out. Daps has made noise, and there it is.
Hello.
Oh, hang on a minute. No, it's not coming. Woo, not quite, not quite. Oh, close though. That's pretty much the only exciting thing that should happen in this round, so we can just kind of tune out for the remainder of it. Just these pistols over at B. And Gen.G are at A.
Recipe for success, at least for them. Furia stacked up on that B side. They got the boost as well. Vinny's even on top of new boxes. But not interesting for now. Gen.G have already worked out the fact that A's clear. Just checking all the cubby corners, Bentet being careful. He was killed by Keserato at the back of the site just a couple of rounds ago. Had the bomb in his hands, caught off guard. Not this time. Gen.G clearing every cubby and now sending players out on the hunt, making sure that no one can get behind or through one of these gaps and try and get a defuse going. Q's going to hang around just in case, but Daps on an SMG, nothing to lose, everything to gain, especially money. Whoa, it's messy, but he gets it done. Vinny's dead, and now a couple more at the back of the site for Gen.G to try and find.
Yeah, it's just stat padding, and Som loves padding those stats. He gets it up. And 169 ADR, by the way. 244 ADR, so we're actually selling him short. He's had a hell of a debut here with this squad, has Som, and I think that is really one of the most exciting things about this Gen.G squad is these young players kind of starting to have the fire lit beneath them. You've got a capable leader in Daps. You've got some imports, some experienced players brought into the mix. The variety of different styles of Counter-Strike, and then you've also got these young, malleable, moldable players like Som, who clearly is a star in the making, right? I get like vintage, early day Kirby vibes from him. A young gun putting up these incredible numbers for his squad.
Yeah, I think a lot of people expected Bentet to be the big name of this team, and rightly so, considering how much he did domestically in Asia. Wow, those are some great nades. Look at the amount of damage that Fury have gotten away with. That's something that Launders calls unconfirmed damage. Because Furia, they don't know how much damage they've done. They don't know that two players are on sub 10 HP and Bentet's down to 50. That creates problems for Gen.G, without a doubt. Bentet regaining that banana control, at the very least knowing that Furia are unlikely to have more utility in store for him. Gen.G seeming like they want to end on this site as well. They've managed to push Furia all the way back towards the safety of the library, but that means Arc can just rotate towards B on a whim. Won't be needed for now, but they might realize that later on. Bomb B with 2, 3 on A. This is a commitment for Gen.G as they try and get players through the apartment and fake out the fact that this is an A play. That only makes Arc commit further inside of the site, but this BXX is going to be coming in late with 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's nice. They've thrown the 2 low HP, 1 bullet away from players dying over here at the A bomb site just to sell this fake, and they're doing a great job. And at some point, the penny's got to drop. 10 seconds, now the utility goes in, and Furia go, all right, yeah, they're faking it. Like we expected, the bomb dropped. And he dealt with, but there's only one man left over here at B. Got to try and get this bomb planted all alone, does Buntet. And so low on HP, he gets shut down. Furia, they're able to put a second up on the board as these rifles come on out.
I love the idea there for Gen.G. Unfortunately, Furia do such a good job of dodging the engagements and hiding, and with Gen.G not getting any fights, Furia had no need to rotate. They still had 3 players on A. That long player came inside of the site as well, and so they can just commit to the double B setup, and with Gen.G not being able to get that first immediate trade on B, well, that's the round lost. So a nice try considering, what they were working with in terms of health, but it's not going to work out. That's a great pick from Tim up towards the top of Banana. Vinny dead on B. Look at the rotate as well. Furia know that Gen.G love this B bomb site so much, and they're going back towards it with numbers. 3 CTs here to try and contain.
Yeah, this is looking like a very good read from Furia. Henny, left fighting.
Whoa.
Oh dear.
Some of your own medicine.
Yeah. Have those 2 grenades back from the last round. And you could see Henny was really gunning for that fight, kind of comfortable in the knowledge that if he gets that engagement, you know, likely gonna have some success in the opening duel. And then if he goes down, maybe Gen.G just rush that B site. Instead, from his deep push, he sees nothing. So now they start to rotate back to A, and this is where Yuri is locking things down. Art's now arrived as well, but he's just offering himself up on the chopping block. Yuri hidden down in the pit. This Famas has been deadly, but it's laid to rest. And one by one, Furia, they have been shut out of this A bomb site in spite of Yuri's best efforts.
Yeah, one man left to do it all. He's got a kit. And coming in through the apps as well means he might be able to catch an element of surprise. Not going to commit to it though, just double backing through second mid, saving his weapon for a rainy day. There's a bit of money here still for Furia to buy around this gun, but that's going to be a confirmed round for Gen.G. 4 on the board on this T side. Furia, the pressure's got to be on. They know Gen.G love this map. They're already down 1 in this series. This is the grand final as well. And Furia has so much to prove. I mean, you know, this team first entered the top 20 exactly a year ago, back in February 2019. They managed to stay in the top 20 for the entire year up until this point, only now dropping into 21st place in the world. First time in a year, despite all the ups, despite all the downs, and they finally want to get into that position, but winning this event would be the perfect way to do that. However, it might be slipping through their fingers. Automatic getting a lot of value off of the T-side AWP as well. Easier said than done at times. Furia, they won't have the money to reinvest here and fight back against that. Just Henny on the save gun and some pistols around it.
Once again, there's this early 3-man setup over towards the B bomb site. Genji have been very, very keen on trying to go for this top banana control. And this round they get it, and they'll take that all day long. Art's been able to navigate that smoke somehow to retrieve the M4 from his teammate's body. That was kind of the real talking point there, was if that rifle just gets thrown away, just gets lost from the arsenal of Furia, they're going to make the executive decision to group everyone up at this B bomb site, albeit momentarily. They haven't seen nor heard anything for a while now, so they now change their mind on that one.
They're just getting conditioned so early on into being scared for this B site, and that only plays in the hand of Gen.G going forward into this half. They know they have Furia scared. This rotate back, though, is perfectly timed. Yuri's gone for a full rotate back towards the A site, but it might be a little bit too late to the party. Queserato, the one rifle, the one weapon, the one hope. What can he do?
I mean, they know where he is, and that's enough to get rid of him. Art still alive, still in this site, but time's running out. That's a nice shot. Still, players coming his way, and they cut him down. The lack of armor sending his aim flying. Try as he might, not able to win that fight. Gen.G 5-2 as they continue to build upon this lead. Their second round in a row now, and a chance once again to reset Furia's economy back into, or sorry, send Furia's economy down into the doldrums. They could really just start to run away with this, and that's one of these scary situations you can end up in, especially if you're over on the CT side as Furia, where you are just buying and then having to, you know, partially invest in a round after if you lose that, and then you buy and you just rinse, repeat that. You never really have everything that you need. And that's why, you know, this AWP on Queserato that's been bought out in this round is, I'm pretty sure, the first that we've seen over on the Furia side thus far. Almost 8 rounds into this first half.
Ooh, burning. Tippy toes getting scorched. He's going to move back into short, though. Art's been smoked in middle, and he's got to be very careful. Luckily for him, no one here. And this is what has been conditioning Furia. These rounds, Gen.G looking like they're just going to flat out execute in towards B. There are Molotovs, though, or one rather. Vinny with the smoke as well. One's just landed. That's going to delay things for 15 or so seconds. Double nade in CT. Vinny just moved out of that position. Perfectly timed. That should force a rotate, seeing those 2 grenades, because Furia know that Gen.G have a minimum of 2 players at the top of Banana, and nothing has been shown on A. This kill decides it all, and Queserato taking down Kusta. That actually, it goes the wrong way for Furia. Sends Art back towards A, but it is still going to be this B execute. Can these 2 players hold the line?
Oh, Well, the resmoke's coming over at top Bernardo. That means Gen.G, they've got to decide now. Do they want to flash through? Do they want to go? Or are they going to run away? The nade drops the bomb, and now they're committed. They're going in. They've got to get past Vinny. And there's the flick back from Automatic to shut him down. 20 seconds on this clock. And now starting to plug in these numbers. That's going to get the bomb planted, but it all falls onto the shoulders of Automatic here. AWP in hands. Over at the B bomb site. We've all got our memories. And Automatic going to strike the first one down. Player beneath him and not quite able to land the flick. Furia, they'll make that 3v1 happen, only losing one man in the process. And they're going to get a third round on the board. Looking to get back into this now.
Yeah, double site setup completely caught Gen.G off guard that time. Furia have been running a lot of CT coffin plays and giving up the site. Well, now they had 2 players on the orange side and new box. And after 1 kill's found, 1 trade rather from Gen.G, they don't expect the second man so close. Add in the fact that Arc gets a grenade kill as well, coming off of that rotate through the spawn. Gen.G could have assumed the site was clear. Gets messy, and it's broken the economy once again, this time for the T's. Back to pistols. Vendetta holding onto the bottom of Banana, but the AWP is here and it's got a free reign. There's 2 of them now for Furia. K-Serato on long side getting pushed, and that's a bomb being dropped. Dap's dead as well, and the bomb just getting transported closer and closer to the CT side. K-Serato is adding names to the scoreboard. And he might just get a little bit more. 2 players around this corner. Oh, the flash is good though. The trades are in, and Furia make quick work of that eco round regardless.
Yeah, they call him judge, jury, and executioner. That case, Serato's closed over at the long side. Furia, they're going to get that 4th over on the board now. Starting to get this one closer and closer. Gen.G throwing this investment in, and they've got pretty much everything they need. Kusta's a little bit limited, and that allows him to get some utility for the squad here. You don't really have enough utility if you're Gen.G to throw these fakes in that they've been liking to do. They might just have to commit, and getting that kill early, well, that's going to help out massively. Vendetta finding the early opener for Gen.G. Now sees them sat 5 on 4, and this has kind of shifted that pressure around. It was on Gen.G to make a play early on. They've done their side of the bargain now, and so now it falls to Furia's end to try and make a play, to try and snatch back this advantage.
Oh, these grenades, oh dear. They're so good. Som's down to 4. Heavy setup on B. Gen.G not ready for Art on the corner. Bentec gets caught. The flash back in for Furia, and they're just keeping the pressure up. Gen.G, they might want to ditch this B site after all. Som so low, playing with fire, fighting through this smoke. At this point, Gen.G have elevated the pace. They've realized this site is somewhat empty. Yuri being caught on rotation. Daps just running through smokes to take map control here. K-Serato is alone inside of the A site, and he's got a lot to do.
Yeah, since finding this AWP in his hands, he's looked good, but he's got to look better than ever now, and he gets bested immediately by Som. Kusta arriving as well. And Art is thrown into an otherwise impossible clutch. Does do damage. 3 of these players are so low on HP, but there is no way that Art can know this. He's just got to back away. Gen.G are going to keep this lead building up in their favor. 6-4. 1 man staying alive. An investment back in for Furia in the next round. This one is feeling more back and forth than Nuke, that's for sure.
Nice read from Gen.G though, at least in anticipating the fact that there were 3 players in B in that round. Furia not only having the double nade, but also having a player fighting sandbags while a flash was thrown in from Coffin. So Gen.G, they realize that, they spot the fact that there's 3, and they elevate the pace towards long. Daps not only getting that kill onto Yuri on rotation, but just taking the map control away from Furia and leaving K-Serato in a position where he's getting split from so many sides on A. Som, of course, finding that crucial kill and keeping himself at the top of the scoreboard in this server. Keeping Gen.G in the lead, gunning for first place, gunning for not only $50,000, but a spot at DreamHack Masters Jönköping as well. That's a huge deal for a roster like Gen.G that would have a real difficult time of grinding those qualifiers. They are not easy online, but this would just mean a guaranteed invite to that huge tournament. And Gen.G a chance to do what they're doing right now against some of the best teams in the world.
And on the flip side of that, right, you look to Furia. What would this mean to them, that spot in Jönköping? And well, I mean, they were at both Masters event last year, right? They've had now to try and earn a spot, and that's because, they have kind of been on this a bit of a downward trajectory. They're trying to bounce themselves back up, and this could be that first step in the right direction. Before we even start to think about that, though, they've got to pick up this map. They've got to take us to a third. They've got to take us the distance, and they are on the back foot here.
Yeah, I mean, that would be bittersweet, right? But top 4 back at Dallas for Furia. They had a huge performance, so maybe not even making Masters this time. But they're not out the woods yet. It's not done. It's not decided. The invites have not been sent out. That name still blank. Automatic, careful on the corner. K-Serato's got an AWP, but that molly will keep him at bay for the time being. Gen.G moving into middle. Furia have had no problem with playing passive over on this A site, giving up a lot of room. Gen.G, they'll take that room. They'll move right up. 4 players out through middle. We've got Daps in the apartments as well, spotting for anything here. Art and Yuri, double pit side play. And K-Serato in the corner, waiting for that smoke to fade.
Flashes go in. This is K-Serato's chance. First shot lands. Is he going to go back in for more? His teammates in pit set him up with a flashbang, and it's good. Missed shot, though, on the no-scope. And now Art trying to hold down the A-bomb site, but he's only good for 1. Leaves us in a 2-on-2. Automatic, I love this. He's keen on taking this fight and locking down the banana side. Now he's just missed the timing here. Creeping on up through mid while this long... Oh, no! Automatic, the timing's just not there. Both times it eludes him. And now Buntet down in the pit. This should have been a Gen.G round. He's got to try and make it so. First kill coming on in. Is he ready for Henny in the same spot? Some noise has been made. Henny, ooh, time's running out now. And Buntet, so good at not giving up this fight. So patient down in the pit. And he doesn't budge, he doesn't give up. It's another round for Gen.G.
What a god, man. It's so nice to see Asian exports to the US have success. You know, it was a talking point on the desk. We didn't see much from Machine Gun when he came over to NA all those years ago, but Buntet, the first man since, and he is really making a name for himself here, as well as he has back in, well, his previous teams in Tyloo. 7-4 right now for Gen.G. Automatic as well. He gets timed. He hears Henny or Vinny running up mid, and that's why he decides to look away from long. He hears those footsteps. He tries to force the fight, and as he does that, long player comes in to kill him. Luckily enough, Buntet's there to save the day, and once again, A is empty of Brazilian players. Gen.G doubling down with the pace and taking this A site and the round in and of itself. There's going to be almost nothing Furia can do here with the USPs. They've been cordoned out by the smokes, rushing back in through middle. They might try and surprise Gen.G in through the apartments, but Kusta is mulling about, waiting for this fight.
Whoa! Well, he gets 1, and almost a second, and you know, to his credit. But this is still an 8th round for Gen.G, right? Furia aren't going to give this one a look at. They don't really have anything. And it was nice that, you know, we've been giving Gen.G a lot of credit for the speed and how kind of receptive they are to the decisions that Daps comes to. Well, that round there, he's over towards top mid, and I think it's Kusta checking Banana, sees that just a handful of nades go raining in onto him and Buntet, and they immediately know that it's a stack. So Daps just charges into that A-bomb site, gets it locked down. Once he's actually in the site, you're not that worried about losing the round if you're Gen.G. So they'll keep it nice and clean. A Krieg is held forward, though, by Vinny over on the side of Furia. So let's see if he can get some usage out of this as a pause is called on in.
I mean, one of the biggest benefits of saving that gun here is not just the fact that the Krieg is incredible on the CT side, but that facilitates utility, and something that Furia, while they would have had, they wouldn't have had an abundance of. A few grenades here, but by and large, 4.5k per player. That will limit you on going for the full molly, smoke, nade, flash combo. Luckily, it won't stop Vinny.
And especially, you know, you think about how good that utility usage has been at Banana. We've highlighted it time and time again. In so many of these rounds, we've had, you know, Gen.G players sub 10 HP in the opening 20 seconds on the back of that HE stack down Banana.
I'd love to see Furia take matters into their own hands a little bit more. They are getting executed on really well by Gen.G. You know, even the pistol round here was where Furia just pushed down mid and established dominance and took that in their favor. They've been so good at getting aggressive on CT side Inferno in the past. I'd love a mid push in this round, and I think we might just get it as well. Molotov down and someone running deep down. He's been smoked off, and he's got to be careful. Art's waiting. They run right through. The bomb's dropped, and Art gets 2. Henny with the support as well. Gen.G, they are getting splattered in the middle. Can they do anything about it?
Oh, Koosters just snuck by a man in apartments. Now, Yuri's a little bit suspicious as to what might lurk in this smoke. They just bypassed one another. Kooster creeping forward, looking to provide for Gen.G. 2 players, 3 players over here at this A bomb site now with the arrival of Keserato into library. And with this graveyard pit setup, the apartments is not where you want to find yourself. You're going to be at the mercy of both of these angles as you try and get on in. That's the bomb dropped over at long, and now for Kooster. I mean, we've seen clutches from him in this series thus far, but this is a clutch that's a little too much to ask. They don't find anything. Furia, with that change of pace, the mid push, the confidence maybe surging back through them again. They're going to get a 5th round.
Furia at least finding something here. If they could get the last couple of rounds of the half, that would be splendid. But Gen.G surely going to expect more aggression of the likes. You can't run that kind of setup every single round. So do they just fall back into these passive plays that Gen.G have been waiting for? Molotov in middle, Keserato peeking round it with the AWP. Oh, grenades again. Oh, so much damage. Been put down to 30 by the double nade. He just can't catch a break when it comes to this utility. Automatic, even getting chipped away at as well.
The thing that's so impressive about those nades is it's not even like they're just set nading down onto the logs, right? That one there, they actually play it very kind of situationally. Buntet's holding the bottom of Banana. He thinks he's playing it safe, but he still gets naded down to 30 HP. At Furia, they did only have 2 players over here towards the B-bomb site for a little while. They actually had a man pushed all the way down Banana, and so then they grouped 3 up over here, and now have changed their mind. They haven't seen or heard anything at B in a very long while, and they did, as I said, have deep Banana control at one point in time. So they've made the decision to rotate players away. Is this a decision they're going to come to regret, though?
Especially with Gen.G throwing fake utility over A, that only delays his rotation from Furia. Henny's not even started to consider it yet, but once those smokes come through, the penny is going to drop. And the smiles as well. Furia, they are relying on one man and one man alone. That is Vinny. What can he do on his own here at the back of the site? The spray not connecting. Daps with an immediate entry kill, and Gen.G are all over this bomb site. With that, it might just be a save. Furia, if they don't get smoke kills here and now, they might have to hold on to these guns for the last round of the half.
And it's a gut-wrenching call to have to make. Oh, and you've really put stock in these 4 players surviving. If you are Furia right now, you can afford to lose one of these players at a maximum. You do not want to lose any more than that. And so Gen.G, heading into this last round of the half, sure they don't have much money. I hope they send a couple of players hunting. I hope they go looking to break this Furia economy. It's another sad round where, once again, there's so much damage done to Gen.G, and maybe if Furia know that, maybe they attempt it, but you don't have that information. They just have to play it safe.
It's honestly like Daps has wall hacks, man, because these reads from Gen.G have been so good at conditioning Furia. Early in the map, we had heavy B plays on Gen.G. Furia start running triple, sometimes even quad B setups, and Gen.G avoid it by going A. The first round, Furia gamble on a quad A stack in the entire half. Gen.G go for a full B execute with no banana control at the start of the round. Completely outplaying Furia in their heads, rent-free. And let's see what the charges will be for this last round of the half. Another mid push. It might just be the solution. Art, he found 2 kills off of doing this last time. Can he do it again?
Yeah, this is Art's round. He's gotten down through mid. He finds that first kill, and now they're looking to deal with him. They're thinking, surely not again. And he'll actually leave up past the car, back towards this B-bomb site. Art just bails out of middle, and I kind of love this from Furia. They show a presence in mid. They show a man in the front line of Gen.G.
Look how indecisive
they are,
though.
that's a little bit worrisome.
Furia can't even decide which site they want to play, and they're going to still gamble with a solo B. I think this is a huge risk to be pulling into, you know, the last round of the half when you have a 5-on-3, you have the advantage, you can afford to play 2 on B, and luckily enough, they do rotate Art back. That would have been a big mistake if Gen.G just walked up Banana, executed in the 3-on-5, win the site without a death, and then potentially even close the round and the half off the back of that. Luckily, it's not going to be a problem. Furia have the numbers to defend. It's all about actually getting the defense in order.
Yeah, the thing that's so scary here, if you're Gen.G, imagine being in their shoes. The last you saw, Art was somewhere, anywhere in middle, and you had no idea where he's gone. So you've got to check every one of these angles. This has wasted a lot of time. This has burnt that clock down. Henny given a chance there, and a huge chance at that, but he's missed it. And now, Art's fallen at the back of the bomb site. Gen.G, 15 seconds. They're going to get this bomb planted. A 3-on-4. They might be a man down, but stranger things have happened. Henny waiting for his teammates to move into position. Serato, last man to join on in, gets into the ruins here. Double AWP in the retake. Not ideal. No banana presence either. And with CT smoked, all 4 of these players have got to come through ruins or go running through that smoke. They try and boost over the top, and they will at least trade, but time is the problem. Time is their enemy here. You've got to go faster, Furia. And Daps shutting down 1 and a second as well. And now he's just waiting. They tap the bomb. It baits the peak. The kill is found, but there's no time left. Gen.G, 10-5 on the half once again. It's flashbacks to Nuke as the scoreline reads the same. Will the outcome be the same? And will Gen.G take this 2-0? Or is this where Furia resurge in the second half? Join us after a quick break. This grand final could be about to conclude.
Wearing saddle, shining cow, branding fire, building lasso, throwing sharp, shooting cowboy. A whiskey drinking, grub eating, being chewing, pistol loading, cattle herding, spur wearing cowboy. Just a rootin', kicking, trail blazing cowboy, driving my cattle out west. I'm a rootin', kicking, trail blazing cowboy, doing what I do best. Rootin', kicking, trail blazing cowboy.
Oh, it's getting hot in here. Furia 5-10 as they sit 0-1 down in this grand final. The Brazilians have got to pick it up if they want to stand any chance at contending for this title with Gen.G, who have shown to be monsters thus far. Pistol round underway, and Kusta and Automatic both heading over towards the apartments. Now, Automatic's going to keep dueling mid. And actually now backing on off, it's a triple stack over here at this B side of the map. Gen.G showing a very heavy top-mid presence and taking these fights. I wonder if they're trying to push Furia into this three-man stack over at the B bomb site.
Well, it's worked wonders for now. The shots need to connect though as well. Bentet thinks already at the back. He has gone down, but there's a second man in that position. Som is waiting for them to cross. Do they check it? But he does, but Som's going to get the headshot. Going back in for more, missing some bullets, and Henny eventually diving him down. The B site stack does crumble under the push from Furia, but the retake can come in. I mean, Bomb's not even down yet. Genji just hunting for these kills, and it's going to come back to haunt them. Daps alone, getting chased, and Yuri will finish off that round. Furia, they may be running into the triple B stack, but they have the firepower to contend. A couple of missed USP shots, and those pistols do just, well, I mean, go how they go sometimes. 6-10, the start of the comeback. Exactly what Furia needed to keep this map going, and Gen.G are going to force the issue.
Oh, Som tries his hand at the banana peak. Now, it's always a little bit risky. We know how good Furia have been over here with their utility, so he actually now falls on back. Furia just spreading out. They've seen and they've heard these pistols, so they should anticipate this this force buy from Gen.G. Automatic once again deep up in the apartments, and he's looking for anything. Just wants to catch a player crossing, and oof. Great shot from Yuri. Automatic going to be kicking himself after that one. And advantage now taken for Furia, and the response is in from Gen.G. They stack the 4 remaining players over towards this B bomb site. Furia, they might be about to walk in, and there's nobody home over here at A.
Well, Daps is returning, but he's got a smoke down on long to move through. Going to just go right aggressively through it. Luckily, a huge gap for him to exploit, but Furia have already pushed their players up short, and that's been made clear here for Gen.G. The rest of these B players might just save guns. As Daps is here, he might as well put a go into it, try and get a gun, try and get a kill. He spotted Vinny's arms. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Vinny swinging off and does get that kill, and the rest of Gen.G just saving. No real reason to go hunting. You can't win this round. You can at best get a couple of guns, but you may as well just save, as you know an eco is coming up in the next. Still Smoke's held on as well, so they can continue to delay Furia in the upcoming round, assuming they're on the correct bomb site. Not the case here.
I mean, this is already the one like notable difference from Nuke, right? We kind of saw for Furia there. After the 10-5 half, we get that 13 rounds floating on the board for Gen.G, and suddenly, you know, you've got so little room to maneuver that comeback. All it takes is one little mistake or one big play from anyone on this Gen.G squad, and that match slips through your fingers, as we saw, right? But here on Inferno, they've actually started to bring the heat nice and early in this second half. Not only getting the pistol, but now finding the conversion as well. This is actually perfect for Furia. These are the exact conditions they needed if they wanted to stand a chance, and they just might. Quesarato arriving over at Banana, has the rest of his team in tow. And they're just going to slow it right down. They know that a lot of these pistols were saved, that there's still utility here for Gen.G. They don't want to risk more than they have to in this round. They want to try and keep as many players alive as possible. That's going to start to Probie, and actually, that bomb's going over towards Bernardo. There's a few more players building up at this side of the map.
Vendetta even has a smoke on A, and I think he's about to smoke off mid as well. That could only further push Furia into B, but they've committed regardless. Into the stack they go. Oh dear, Som's found 2 off the Deagle. That might send these players packing the bomb. Not committed, but Vendetta's still here, hiding in the A site. Furia trying to get ahead of things, trying to get into the site before the rotations are in. Bented, if he can get this kill, that would be everything, and he's gone as well. That's a big problem. Smoke at his feet as well only obscures the vision of Furia. They will find the player rotating through the library, but Bented is buying time by just being here. The kill's in for Yuri. He doubles it. Low HP for both of these players on Furia, but they can get a bomb plant.
Yeah, Kuster and Dabs, they've got to try and finish the job that Bentet and Som started. They waste no time. They go through the smoke. The first kill is in, and the second shortly found Kusta and Daps fighting side by side, brothers in arms, and an 11th round for Gen.G. This stack at the... Oh my goodness. And Tom is just looking, oh my word, better than ever. This is it. You do not want to be anywhere else apart from watching this game unfold before your very eyes. Furia back in with another buy. Gen.G, they've got a buy. These are the rounds we've been waiting for. AWP in the hand of Automatic. And a fast mid play from Furia as they take this top mid control, flashing Automatic off. It's Kusta waiting in the hidey hole that could do a lot. Daps is on the other side of this smoke, and now Kusta swings on out, takes one to the grave with him, but his victory's short-lived. Automatic still back inside of the bomb site, has a teammate swung on in to join him. That's Som. This has left that B bomb site high, dry, and unprotected though.
Yeah, Bentet rotated off. He's reconsidering. He's hanging around in CT to at least watch for a smoke to come through. But with Furia going quiet on A, that should definitely send the alarm bells pounding for Gen.G. The rotations are coming in, but it's all a ruse. Furia just slowing it down to look to still commit towards A, and Gen.G have gambled on the wrong side of the map. Now they could boost up and send some back towards A. That could be what's going on right now, or Bentet rather on the rotation. But right now, with everything going quiet, it points towards B from Gen.G. Furia could be just walking up Banana right now, and they might, in fact, after all. So, while for a second that looked like a missed stack, it's going to come back to work in Gen.G's favor. Furia, 2 smokes. It's a B execute perfect for them. But that boost is still going to be an important position here for Som.
Oh, this nade could do a hell of a lot as well. Yuri's been brought down low earlier on in this round. Could find himself on the receiving end, but instead it's going to fall to Som to do the damage from the boost again. Kills go left and right, and Yuri's actually found himself in the clutch here. Automatic is a long way away. Yuri's got to get this bomb planted, and he will get those numbers punched in. And now it's down to this round. This is a big one for Furia. This decides, what goes on with the money, whether or not they're able to keep fielding these buys. Yuri, already brought down low in the round, has to try and deal with Automatic, and he swings out. He's seen the barrel, but Yuri is fast. Incredibly fast. Furia, they're going to get that 8th. They'll keep the dream alive. And now, I mean, really, there should be a 9th round about to follow here. This game is getting closer and closer.
Yeah, Gen.G's money's been broken as well, so Furia able to really get this one close. Surely nothing in this one for Gen.G. Daps has a Molotov, and they are going to push behind it, right down middle. Furia did a lot of this on the CT side to great effect, but Som's pistols, again, showing up, finding one. Automatic, similar story, but it comes at a cost. 2 in for Yuri, and the B site, while it's not been taken, it can be the bomb, though. It's been caught off alone. Henny needs assistance. Art has come back to try and assist, but Bentet is doubled up with Daps. First man dead. Do they know about the second? Daps has been spotted, and Art is trying to pave a path for his team to get back up with the bomb. Henny letting these players cross, the communication not there. Luckily, the kills are. For a second, that looked like it could have fallen apart for Furia, as clearly some communication problems in that one, but the round is there regardless. That being said, an eco round for the likes of Gen.G, and they get 3 kills and make it look very doable, so that sets them up well moving forward, considering everything is in their hands now. AWP, lots of utility on the most part.
This CT half, we've seen Automatic look so, antsy, wanting to take these early fights, right? Wanting to take these early engagements. And the fact now he's got that AWP back in hand, and there isn't one over on the side of Furia, I think this is the round where we could see some magic from him. And there's that first kill already coming in over at top Banana, trying to chain together a bit more through the wall. Now, at the very least, he's secured this 5-on-4 for Gen.G, and he sent Furia away from Banana, away from this B bomb site, and in to this 3-man hold over at A. They're going to smoke off long. That leaves Kusta locked out of the round. Bentet about to get nullified as well. He actually goes through that smoke, helped out with a flash from Kusta, and is still alive, still kicking. Art finally reclaims at least one kill, but the numbers lying with Gen.G right now. We got to see more from Furia as they try and get into this A-bomb site.
Daps is still in the pit as well. The Molotov comes in, it's pushed him out. Yuri's found him, automatic on the flank, can't find a thing with the AWP. Again, getting caught off, and Som is too far away to join in on this party. It's going to be double digits taken. Furia not giving up on this T side. More than that, they are about to get back into the swing of things to equal up the scoreline. Follow-up round should be their chance to do so, with Gen.G's money getting completely swept from underneath them. This gun save does at least provide something in that follow-up round, but it won't be met with much else. Furia, great call once they spot that AWP over on B and the triple B setup. Well, they didn't know it. They early rotate back towards A and actually get ahead of Bentet's position. He might have got a kill up through the archway, but quickly traded down to low HP. And Dab's getting caught in the pit as well. That's a position that, you know, after we spoke to him after that complexity game on Inferno, he was saying that he's never played in the pit before on any of his teams in the past. So that's a new role that he's had to pick up, and he certainly claims to be having problems with it. Furia do a good job of getting him out of position there with a Molotov. And the rest is history. A 10th round for the Brazilians, another eco for Gen.G, and the chance to equal up for Furia.
Partial investment now from the Gen.G side. And we've seen these look pretty good for this squad. So let's see if they can offer something up here heading into round 22. I think one thing that Furia have been doing a great job of is just not giving up any of these early fights, right? They play so painfully slowly early on that if you're Gen.G, you really don't have any idea as to where these plays are coming in till the moment they come through. And whenever we've seen players from Gen.G try and go for these early fights, well, you know, thinking back to like that round prior with automatic peeking down Bernardo, they'll get like the one kill. But the moment that Furia get a drop of information, they play off the back of it and they play as the remaining four. They group up and they'll take these gunfights across the map. So Gen.G are just having to play very reactive Counter-Strike. First kill found for Kusta in this one. He actually barrels down to try and get the gun, and that's a little bit optimistic. Case Serato on the other side doesn't want to let him get it, but he was able, in his dying breath, to put that weapon in the hands of Bentet. Kusta, he has bestowed on this one man at B the means to do damage. Bentet now has to answer the call, and the AK is coming alive. That's why we put it on his back. The response is in, and Henny doubles up as well. This round is chaos. This round is almost drawing to a close. Henny's got 10 seconds. He's got to get the bomb planted. He starts to put in the numbers. That's up through and good night, Henny defuses in. And Gen.G, they'll take a 12th round and they'll keep this lead building up.
That's such an important kill for Dabs as well. I've seen numerous clips of him already in this series, missing shots of the CZ and missing these one-on-ones, but winning such a crucial one at the back of the B site. Henny didn't realize his time was low. He was fighting towards CT before that realization kicked in, and Bentet, what a round. Not only getting these 3 kills to note, but when Kusta gets that kill with the P250, Bentet threw a smoke that hit the first man going into B. That not only stops his movement, but tells Kusta via audio that there's a man up close. He is able to go wide, get that kill, get the gun, and give it to Bentet, who single-handedly makes that round a reality for Gen.G. 12 rounds to 10, an eco win as well. And Furia's money on its last legs. They've got to buy here, but if they lose this round, not only are Gen.G going to start to take a significant lead, but they will have anti-ecos to make it just that bit easier.
Furia stand staring at the feet of the Goliath in front of them. Gen.G trying to trample their way to victory here at DreamHack Open Anaheim. Furia, they're running out of chances to fight back. They're running out of money. They're running out of time. We've got to see a fantastic individual and team effort across the board if they want to turn this around now.
It's a nice molly. That forces Automatic back up into the safety of the A site, but we can imagine that Orb will reaggress. As you said it yourself, Automatic been keen to try and find these opening jewels here with the Orb. Success in the past, will the present be the same? That flash gets him off the angle, he's got to move back, he's got to run to the site. Fully blind, Vinny spammed as well through the smoke. Kusta playing with fire here on the side of that smoke, will also back up. 3 players on A here for Gen.G, but they've got no information. That smoke is going to cut them off, and Automatic wants to fight ahead of it. This is a huge risk, but the reward is also great. Oh, so close. And Furia, they're just going to speed it up.
Yeah, straight in to the unknown though, and it's these close players inside of the A site that are turning Furia into mincemeat. Daps is spraying, and there's a kill, there's a round. Gen.G 13-10. Furia gets sent packing from that A bomb site. And as they get into the crunch, as they get into the thick of it, inside of A, the smokes are down, the vision's obscured, and there's just so many bodies here firing back at you. What were you to do if you're Furia? And now comes a gut-wrenching moment in this game. Furia taking a full eco in round 24, 10-13. You know the odds are you're giving this round over to Gen.G. You've got to do something spectacular. Oh, Kusta! He's not one for miracles. There's the kill, and Henny left alone. All alone for that matter in a 1v2. He's at least got the bomb. He's retrieved an M4. Can he do anything?
Oh, but he's gotten ahead of these rotations here. Daps is the only player left up on the A site, and he is spotting mid, but Henny might be able to jump across. He has, trying to find the fight. Daps is going to go in, and Henny just gets around the corner. That will allow for the plant. The second man in library, too late to the party, but he has got him trapped. Automatic can watch his sight, and he can't move a muscle, and the grenades come in and misses. Molotov same. They don't know whether he's inside of the site or on default, but that information has been transpired, and Automatic is pushed up with the pistol. Gen.G, it gets sweaty, it gets close, but it gets 14. That was a great eco for Furia as well, right? Heavy grenades up Banana. They did so much damage to Gen.G stack over on B. They had players playing anti-flash on the sandbags, and luckily Kusta has this mow down with a Krieg, or that round could have completely fallen apart. B given over, and only 2 players left on rotation. That could have been a Furia round with Glocks, but it will not.
Oh, the pause music, man, it adds so much. You can feel the tension right now. Furia, they know this is do or die. And you only get to pick one, and it's the decision that you make in moments like this that shape everything. Furia in with this investment, a final pause, a final chance to make sure everyone is ready. They know what's on the line. And Gen.G looking to do this flawless, Automatic. AWP out, not going to go peeking down mid. Instead, this first bit of contact could be found once again at this pesky B site. It's Som, grouped close over by the half wall. He's going to force K-Serato forward. Som, ooh, dear, caught, trying to exit from Banana. He gets toasted. Buntet throws that nade in. It's a little bit risky as they're already close. They're coming round. Buntet's got to try hold B, and he falters almost immediately. Now, Gen.G, they so commonly have this 3-man stack here, and they had it in the early stages of the round, but they were not anticipating this pace, this speed from Furia. And so this just might have to be a save.
Yeah, what else have you got really? You don't want to give away an AWP. You don't want to lose your limited money that will be able to buy up in the follow-up round if these guns are kept. Automatic is the bank of the team right now with $9,000, and they want to keep it that way. Furia, on the plus side for them, that's a flawless round. That's 5 alive, and that's all the money they ever needed in this round. Som, at least he gets that smoke out in his dying breath, but it's not enough to hold back the tirade of T's into the B site. 11 rounds for Furia. Very much possible, very much doable. 3 rounds behind now. Will Gen.G let their foot off the gas at the final moment?
You can cut the silence in here with a knife. It's just so thick. The atmosphere, man, it's kind of nuts. Gen.G back in with an investment of Furia. looking to make this comeback a reality. Kusta's gone aggressive down through mid. He's trying to change the name of the game. He's trying to up the pace, but he's lost his teammate.
Oh, no.
Almost some damage off. Almost another frag for Gen.G to hold on to. But instead, it's ended up flipped on its head once again. And now this stack coming in over towards the A bomb site. Have they gambled wrong?
That rotate definitely got hurt. Some ran through Speedway, and Furia are all over Banana. They at least know that Gen.G left one player off of that B bomb site, and that's only going to tempt them further into this. Bentet's double back in towards B, but is he going to be too late here? The smoke's already coming through. Luckily, no one's ahead of them. Som's going to come and join him, but Furia are only faking out. They're only throwing grenades to walk back towards middle. Gen.G double faked, duped. Will they be ready for it? Daps, he's got a Molotov on long, but they're already running up short side. He's not inside of the site in time. Can he put a stop to this? Going wide, ready for the first, but Vinny's gonna land the immediate kill, and Som's already been dropped as he comes through that smoke as well. Bentet, it's Save City. Get out of here, buddy. Furia onto 12.
And it's getting scary now because, you know, Furia chaining these couple together. We've seen investments in all of these from Gen.G, and we've seen Furia struggling to do exactly this, chaining these rounds together. Well, now they're finally doing it. They're putting themselves in a good spot. And the thing that's even scarier, if you're a Gen.G fan, is that Furia have been keeping these rounds incredibly clean. 4 players staying alive here to boot. That's just going to throw this T money through the roof. They are feeling it now, Furia. These are the circumstances they wanted.
And Gen.G, you've got to wonder what the calls are like inside of the team speak, right? They've tried a lot. They've tried these heavy B setups early on. Furia countered it by going late into that site after the rotates had left. They throw Kusta right down mid, and Automatic gets blinded, misses his shot. Kusta gets 1.5 kills, putting a man on 9 HP. If he finds that frag, maybe that round is theirs. But maybe running out of options here for Gen.G. What is going to be the game plan? What's the idea moving forward? Fury keeping them on their toes. Gen.G, they're on eco, but they're going to put these guns to good use. Again, back down through middle. Automatic looking for a fast fight. Fury coming up through second mid as well. That flash is fantastic, but is there going to be a player that spots a barrel? He sees a man in the apartment, and he gets the kill, but there's no one here to capitalize or trade. Art's running back, but the dink is in. It's not enough. Yuri's found another frag, and remember, there's only one gun in play here for Gen.G.
Yeah, Fury, they've just pumped the brakes. They're still scared. They've seen how close these pistol rounds have got, and they don't want to get ahead of themselves. You do not want to have your comeback put to an abrupt end when you're only up against these pistols. So they'll try and play the time game now. A minute left on the clock. Sneaking their way up through second mid. They have not made a drop of noise for Gen.G to play off the back of. And Furia still looking to make their mind up as to where this one is ending. I think Yuri made a step in apps as well, and that's why now they leave this bomb. They actually send it away. He's going to rejoin over at Banana. Som and his Deagle alone inside of the B bomb site. As good as this man has looked, this is asking so much of him. This is asking so much from just one player. He's hidden on the fountain, and he falls immediately. Quesarato bests him in the head-to-head. Furia, they're going to take this 13th round for Bentet and Daps. This is not even one they give a look in.
Yeah, there's a couple of guns dropped in middle, at least from that early push that Automatic bestowed upon this round. So Daps could look to try and grab an M4 and upgrade. He's only on 7 points of health, so it's all worth the risk. We'll get a Krieg. That's fantastic. Him and Bentet going to be able to save guns, but if you're Furia, you've got to be wondering whether you want to chase this one down. You have the money. As you said, Harry, clean rounds from these Brazilian players in the last couple. 4 in the previous, 5 in the prior. And this one, a similar situation. So they move down Banana, but not too keenly hunting these guns. It's going to be a 13th round, though. Slow and steady wins the race, and they're certainly calculated. Gen.G, they've got to be crumbling right now. This is a hard situation to be in. But with those guns saved, they can afford everything they need. That AWP, again, a priority, you'd imagine. I'd love to see Automatic over towards that B site with the AWP. We've pretty much only seen him on short side. We've not seen an attempt at throwing that AWP over towards the B site since the first time he had it this half. That worked out in getting him a kill at the very least. It's just been Bentet and Som on this site instead. But even early triple B setups with lots of utility down banana has been a bit of a mainstay for Gen.G, so that could, again, continue to be prolific. We'll see where Automatic takes his weapon.
Round 28. This is a map that's going the distance, whether we like it or not.
And we like it.
Oh, we do. We love to see it. Gen.G trying with all their might to hold on to this lead that they had, but the Wolves are at the door. Furia just one behind that of Gen.G now. Grouping up over in second mid, some fake utility getting thrown in from Queserato here at Banana. The rest of his team trying to take top mid control. Daps, the one player nearby who could maybe have something to say about this, will get smoked on off. Automatic. He's got this AWP over at short side and he's looking to put it to use. There's the first kill coming in. And for the first time in a while, Gen.G going to be sat a man up here.
Yeah, crucial opener. It's been Furia finding those first picks round after round in this T-side comeback. They're on a 3 in a row right now. Gen.G looking to get that map, that match, that series, that championship point. 4 kills away from it. Utility down banana has put Queserato on his last legs. 3 on this A site, 4 for Furia, looking to commit. That smoke goes down on top of the Molotov. That does give them a way out of the apartments, but also makes it very, very difficult. Automatic's watching lower, Kusta firing upper, and he's already dinked Yuri as well, down low, but does he realize?
Yeah, Kusta doesn't even know. Yuri's just had to leave. He's actually had to just concede and wait up in the apartments for these short players to make some noise, but the kills come in. 10 seconds. Furia, they've got to start to pick up the pace, and Automatic splits down one. The time is not enough. And that's the lineup from Som. Regardless, Gen.G, they'll reach map and series point. If they get this, they take the title here in Anaheim. They lock in a DreamHack Masters spot, and they get to say they did it all flawlessly as well. 1 round, that's all they need. Furia, they're 2 behind. They're close. They're close. They've been nipping at their heels all game long, and they don't want to let them get away now at the final hurdle.
No.
There's an opener found here. Furia, they want to drag this on, but Automatic says it's home time. First kill comes in, and he's still sticking around. Might come to regret that. Daps here with the trade. This round is chaos. He's gone quiet over at short. His teammates have rotated in, but Daps falls. They're both here. They're already arriving from this B site, and Buntet pulls us back into a 2-on-2.
There's a gap as well. Som's playing around that cubby, but he could try and find a fight through that towards the pit. That's where Vinny sits in this post plant. And Molotov still to cut this player out, but I think they've realized, I think they've spotted him. The barrel giving it away. Queserato's got to run. He's burning in the flames. He's on fire, but he needs these kills. He can't afford to shift. Som has found the kill, and it's all on Vinny.
Down in the pit, time ticking away. They throw a boost up over the top, but Vinny is fast on the trigger. Is he ready for the same again? Is he ready for twice in the same spot? Lightning will strike twice today as Furia get the 14th. 1 away now from an overtime. We're going all 30, and for Gen.G, look down that list on the right. Hugo, it's a grim picture. The money's run out. Furia, they wanted overtime. They needed overtime. It would start all over again, and we just might get there.
And the value of those clean rounds that Furia were putting together on the comeback comes back to save them as well. Fast play for Som down Bernardo. He gets caught on a flash, and Buntet's going to have to trade him out. 4-on-4. Gen.G at least keep it even, but they lose control towards that B site. Automatic wants to try and grab a gun. He's got nothing to play with. MP9 out the map. There's an AK at his feet, but smoke just to make sure that Furia don't catch him in transition. Waiting to see if they spam. They do not. Is he going to grab that gun? Hasn't got forever. Eventually will pick it up. Has to sneak, otherwise the audio of him picking up that weapon does get heard. And luckily, in the midst, he grabs a Molotov as well. Considering he is a solo B player, that Molotov is, or could be, his saving grace. And they're coming.
Automatic alone at the B-bomb site, and overtime on the cards. Come on, this is Cloud9 Majory vibes all over, admittedly. Wrong player, wrong place, but it's good enough. And they will go away from B. They don't go pushing into it. 40 seconds. Furia. They have worked so hard to get us to this point, to have a chance at overtime. All that's left to do now is try and seal the deal. Buntet, Kusta, inside of the A-bomb site. Kills go left and right, but Yuri's doubled up. Daps trying to hold down the apartments, and he's going to hide. He's going to bide his time. There's seconds left on this clock for that bomb to go down, and they do get it across into the site. They'll plug in those numbers. The rotation's in from Automatic. Daps has been picked up, and now one man left standing to carry the hopes of Gen.G forward. This bomb 3/4 of the way ticked, and Automatic not getting given a fight. Now knows he's got to go and seek them out himself. That leaves him in the prying eyes of Yuri, and we're going to overtime. We'll wipe the slate clean, and we'll go again.
In every game that Gen.G have taken Anaheim, they've all gone the distance, Harry. They've all gone 29 or 30 rounds prior to this series. Not only their first dominant victory back on the map pick of Furia on Nuke, but now even more than 30. Overtime in the grand final is exactly what we wanted here. Furia on a huge T-side comeback. It was 10 rounds in the first half of Inferno. Gen.G's T-side was impeccable, and Furia have done the damage as well. Is it going to be in vain, though? Can they close it out in extra time? The questions we'll have to wait and see. Money now no longer a problem, and boy, was it a problem for Gen.G in that second half. They now get to wipe the sweat off their forehead and arm themselves to the teeth.
And that's the thing. I mean, we've all been pleasantly surprised by how the young guns of Som and also a man like Kusta has been looking on this Gen.G squad. But these are the moments where you're in the overtimes. You're in these tight jams in best of threes in the grand final up there on the big stage. And these are the moments where that pressure starts to build up, starts to mount.
Not just pressure, but experience. Furia have been here before. They've been in these situations, so they know how to deal with it. Gen.G, a new roster, a new lineup, their first LAN, and all the pressure on them to try and close this one out. They find the first kill. They start things off on the right foot. Vinny walking a smoke. Timing is everything. Kusta's come in on rotation. He's going to peek him from the library, but not spotted anything just yet. Two players here. Hungry for a battle. The flash does work, but the smokes are coming in to cut off his line of sight. Doesn't matter. Peek before they blooms. Vinny's in with a trade. Automatic can't have any say into this fight with that smoke coming down in his face, and so he's just got to hide. Two players still on the B site, and that's where the bomb's going.
Yeah, Som's been spotted over on the pillar. He's trying to shrink himself down. He's trying to hide behind it, but this isn't a cartoon. This isn't Pink Panther. He's getting spotted. He's getting tagged on down, just whittled away, slowly but surely. He's begging for help. He's begging for assistance, but Buntet can do nothing but look on as his teammate is murdered before his very eyes. There's the trade. 14 seconds. Furia, there's no time to fake. There's no time to change your mind. You've got to go now, and it's into the moors of the B stage. Go, Henny! Finished off, and Gen.G gonna take the first in overtime, 16-15.
And they just continue to have the right players in the right place at the right time, not only in that last round of regulation with 4 players on A, or 3 rather in the 4-on-4, but even there, 3 players down on B, Furia walking into the setup, even though, you know, some gets completely naded out of position, that AWP coming in on rotation to save the day. Needs down mid again. Gen.G not wanting to be the ones to force the fight, though, not wanting to get aggressive as Furia. They've got all the pressure on their shoulders. Banana conceded. K-Serato has been playing in the smoke from time to time to good effect. Automatic fighting second as well. Nade's going up. The flash will keep him back. Oh dear, the grenade as well, landing at his feet. Almost stops him in his tracks and puts him up for Furia, but they won't be able to capitalize. The Molotov holds them back, and they're going to go in with more utility. Kusta tucked in the corner. He's got the support of Automatic if need be. It might be needed after all. Molotov to clear out this position. Been used. They've got to check it.
It is just a barrage of flashes from either side. No one sees anything. And now that Vision has returned, they kill. Strike one from the tally. Oh, Kusta. They line up for him. He sprays, gets himself two, and now leaves Gen.G in a very good spot in this round. Daps down in the pit, and he looks comfortable here. First kill coming in from him. Queserato looking for the trade. Isn't going to be given the chance. Has to go and seek it out himself. And holding the cross is automatic. 17 rounds for Gen.G. They might have struggled getting that one to get them over the line in the first place, but here in overtime, everything is coming up in favor of Gen.G.
Yeah, right. Overtime changes everything, right? The rules are different, and the last 30 rounds go out the window, but this has been a game of T sides. And fact of the matter is that's back-to-back rounds with Gen.G on the CT half. If they can find 3 here, then surely 1 is attainable. Furia, can they try and put 1 on the board in this half? What they were doing so well in regulation, crawling back from their knees on the T side. Gen.G just waiting in the wings. It's been back-to-back A rounds that have not gone too well for them. Nade's going back over Banana, but nothing too considerable. Art is boosted up on top of the logs to spot for re-aggression. With that smoke, it can be common. Gen.G, 3 players here. There is still pressure being put on mid, so this is a gamble by Gen.G. No guaranteed information to play off the back of, but it's the right call to make, at least for now. The question is, do these players hang around? Som's on the second AWP as well. Smoke's coming in. He's got the utility to fight back.
Yeah, they'll trade the guns around a little bit.
He actually just has an M4 dropped at his feet, so he can just swap between those 2 weapons. That's actually a really smart play, considering it's the last round of overtime. Shuffle a gun over towards B, and you have a lot more versatility.
Also, it gives you the option. If you wanted to try and play mind games, you can try and fake that there's a third player here firing off with one of those AWPs, but that's not the case. Instead, they'll have to hold this the old-fashioned way, and Buntet is cut down at the first hurdle. Som, the pressure's on him now, and he'll rally the call. 2 kills for him. Vinny's trying to hold the back line, and he does cut one man off.
Oh, no!
Daps. Oh, dear. This bomb's coming back towards him. He hears everything. Daps could win this round right now, and that's the bomb dropped. Vinny alone. He's grabbed it. He's running. He's running as fast as he can, but there's not enough time. Gen.G, 18 to 15. And Daps has got his stopwatch out as now they're back on match series championship point once again.
Those plane tickets to Yoshaping are already being booked in their name, it seems. Can Furia scratch that out? Can Furia put a stop to it? 3 rounds in a row needed on their CT side, and they struggled with it in regulation, Harry, putting 5 rounds to their name. If you recall, some of the only successful rounds that Furia had in that first half of regulation were those mid pushes, were the rounds where they could get in the face of Gen.G and force the engagements. Will that be the call? Will that be the play, the plan for Furia? Or do they not want to take that risk? It's known by Gen.G. They should be ready for it if it's the case, and they've got the AWP on automatic to hold on to the middle position. 2 AWPs for Furia. We didn't get to see that in regulation, but with overtime, anything is possible.
Oh, it really is. W for Furia. All it takes is one little mistake, and they are done. They cannot afford now to lose this opening duel. No one on Furia is going to want to be the man to give up this first kill. They'll all sit back. They're all playing passive, waiting for these fights to come to them. Vinny's going to come back towards this B-bomb site, try and join Henny here. Still so much time left on the clock. Resmoke in towards top Banana. Furia might try and vie for control here once again. Gen.G have backed up. They've taken this bomb away for the time being. 2 players starting to pressure top mid. That bomb's still floating down towards the bottom of Banana. could go either way. And some noise has been made at A. They've seen a lot of utility. It has baited a fourth man around from B. Gen.G now storming towards this B site. Rotations around from Vinny. Another man on Speedway. First kill comes in from the AWP of Henny. Gen.G trying to get into the bomb site. Henny's been flashed in. The kills, it's chaos. It's pandemonium. Gen.G still have 2 players standing and they're trying to get this bomb planted once again. Damage done on the spray, but it's not enough. And now it comes down to a 3v2 retake of this B bomb site for match and series point.
Stalemate. Furia waiting. They need those rotations. They don't know if Banana's even clear. And Daps, he's seen an arm. He's seen a shoulder. He knows Art's coming around this corner. No flashbangs to get these CTs in. All utility gone. And out of the picture, Daps waits. And he misses a shot. Kusta's there to back him up. The time low, ticking down. Furia need the kills. Yuri's got the wall bang, but Daps, the last stand at the back of the site. He's got one. The bomb tapped. They have to stick it. Daps has won the round, and surely this is done. It is 19-15. Gen.G go flawless in overtime. And they are your DreamHack Open Anaheim champions.
Yeah, yesterday marks the 40th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice. Well, this is NA's mini miracle on land, baby. They do it flawless. They don't drop a map. Gen.G are looking good. And man, what a way to end this event. They're going to be hoisting that trophy. And for players like Som, like Kusta, in this squad, their first LAN event, they'll be lifting that trophy high. Oh boy, the future might be looking bright for NA Counter-Strike. They'll take to the stage, handshakes all around. And now join me in a moment. Welcome to the stage, your DreamHack Open Anaheim champions, Gen.G!
Absolutely unbelievable run here by Gen.G, and you saw the person they let lift trophy first, Som. Unbelievable, his journey, his career in general, from the highest highs and the lowest lows, his time with his former team in MV, a thing of the past now. He has made a name for himself here on this stage.
MVP.
I mean, honestly, he's the MVP in my mind.
Not even close, yeah. Clear-cut MVP, that 3K to seal the deal right there on that B hit late. Oh my goodness. It looked like they were crumbling. I got a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But wow, the perseverance of this team, 175 rounds played over 6 maps.
It's a lot.
That is insane.
It is a lot of Counter-Strike that we saw indeed, and man, Sam Som, he is such a stud player in that server. You mentioned that he's an FPO player, he's a freestyle player, but who knew he could also be an anchor towards that B bomb site on multiple occasions, just shutting down Furia's attack, and it was just a collective effort. We were taking a look at that scoreboard, just evenly distributed all across the board. And I even noticed in this matchup, Kusta was like a gun delivery system. He delivered 2 guns in 2 separate instances, once to Bentet and once the other to Som. And it was just all around just teamwork, and it was beautiful to watch.
And there's so many cool plays throughout this entire game. I love the eco plays coming out of Bentet to hold down the B bomb site. Oh man, the plays, the calls from Daps in the first half of that Inferno game were so on point. Pulling rotates to B, immediately calling rushes up mid on the wrap, killing the rotator in spawn. Everything they did is just so impressive in my opinion. This was such a huge performance out of a young squad.
A few moments that were a little concerning at times, you know, maybe a little bit jittery as the score got closer and closer to that tie point, but they do end up coming out on top. We don't even go to a third map. They looked fantastic throughout their journey, and look at the smiles as well. They didn't just win a trophy here. They also punched a ticket to DreamHack Master Jean Chopin, so we will be seeing much more of this team.
Yeah, Bentet, for sure. I love seeing Bentet win a tournament, all right? It's been a minute. I can't even remember, have I? I don't even know. He has deserved this for so long, and you know, to have it on his first tournament coming to NA just makes me happy. It makes me think that, you know, in his head, he thinks it's the right decision right now, which is all I wanted to see. Man, I'm excited for this team.
I am too. Yongshiping in just a few months and towards July, I believe. And just thinking about how this team and Gen.G can have that as a goalpost. And now, I think they were talking about their confidence coming into this tournament, thinking they'll be okay with getting at a group stage, setting their bar really low. Now they've got to set that bar extremely high because what we saw this weekend was amazing.
Now, I may have put this shirt on for a bit of a meme, but I truly believe in the program now. I am a fan through and through, 100%. I loved everything I saw from the team. Are there some things they can work on? Yes, but the ceiling is very high.
Yeah. I mean, first things first, we got to get Vendetta some In-N-Out burgers.
Yes, 100%.
He's officially one of us now.
He's one of us. I mean, the crazy thing was it wasn't just their rifles, it wasn't just the off-on automatic. They did it so frequently with pistols. They weren't not even just force buys, like pistol round wins. That was something we didn't see from Complexity, who fell in the other semifinal, who couldn't manage to really pick up many pistol rounds.
Yeah.
They were doing great in their pistol rounds.
And even on the pistol rounds they lost, it seemed like they got eco rounds or they did tons of damage on their eco rounds. I loved how much they saved guns. Pretty much everything Gen.G did throughout this entire event was very different from what I saw out of this core when they were on Cloud9 with Mixwell and Tent on the team also. This is such a different team to watch. I criticized that team beyond belief. I can't believe that this Gen.G team with the same core pulled off this win and just proved me wrong completely.
I gotta agree with you. It's the decisiveness, right? Coming out of this young Gen.G squad, especially towards that arch side on Inferno, that was like the key click in my mind. I'm like, this is a completely different Gen.G than all of DAP's lineups in the past. They were just so quick to execute right onto that A as soon as they realized there was 3 stacked towards that B. Those quick moves, those audibles in mid-rounds in such a high-pressure situation in the grand finals, it's not something you tend to see with these younger teams.
Now, looking at Furia, it's not like it's all sadness and tears. They played fantastic throughout the tournament as well. They still have a lot of things that they can look at and say, okay, we did this so incredibly well.
They did, yeah. I mean, this is a game that Furia, obviously, if you tell them right now, like, hey, you have nothing to hang your head on, they're not going to listen to it, right? They're definitely going to be sad that they lost this finals. I think we talked to Art before this event. He said his goal was to make the finals. That probably doesn't matter right now to him very much. But yeah, they've improved so much, right? We said they've innovated a lot of their maps. Their map pool looks deeper. All their players showed up throughout the entire event. It's just they ran out.
They did run out. But I still truly believe this is Furia 2.0. I think they've got a bright 2020 ahead of them. The preparation, the innovation from this weekend, it was spectacular. They need to keep on that road, though. Keep the foot on the gas pedal, and, the next Open coming up, we should see them.
I mean, look at the performance there from Som 2 in that last map. 50 total kills. I can see him smirking out of the side of my eye. He's over there nodding his head, laughing. He played fantastic in that last series, but all event long as well. But then everybody else did too. It wasn't just the Som show. There was also Kusta coming in and chiming in. Automatic on the op.
Optimatic.
He looked actually like God-omatic again, like he was kind of coming back into his form. Vendetta looks fantastic as well. Even Daps, who isn't necessarily a player you typically profile for his stats, had a few clutch rounds for Gen.G.
Primary Opper, Damien Daps, Steele.
A name that's so
rounds.
good. Like we were talking about it, a name that might have had an alternative career in another timeline, but we do have some waiting for me over here on the interview couch. Samalama Ding Dong.
Hey man, how are you again?
Oh, it feels like it hasn't been that long since you were sitting in this position. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It must feel good to just finally lift that trophy.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Sam, before we get into things, I just want to ask you a quick question. What was your first LAN, and who took a picture of you for your HLTV profile picture at that LAN?
My first LAN, Philadelphia, yeah.
Who took that great picture?
I think it was you.
Oh, it was me.
Yeah.
That's right, I totally forgot. Thank you for reminding me. How good does it feel to sort of shut up the haters at home who watched you in your previous teams and things didn't work out and they were ready to write off your career, to show up here and put in one of the best performances of any player we saw and then hoist the trophy?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously feels amazing to just, lift a trophy in general. As for the haters, I don't really mind too much about them, They'll just follow me wherever I go, and it's just something that's just in the esports scene, I guess. But I'm just honestly just playing my game with, whoever I decide to play with. It's just like the haters are just gonna come with, you know.
I love the fact that you're basically just like accepting that this is just going to be something you're going to have to deal with.
Right.
The more prolific you become, the bigger the haters will become, the louder they'll become.
Right.
But you'll just continue to get better, so brush them aside.
Yeah.
Christine, Sean, you guys have some questions on the desk as well.
Yeah, my question is pretty simple. Hopefully you remember in OT in that last round, did Kusta deliver you an A4 towards that arch? Or did you already, because you had an op, and then all of a sudden you had an A4.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the round, we had like 16K, or we had a lot of money. So I decided to buy an op and an M4 and just drop it all the way towards spawn. That way I could, switch between the op and the rifle because we had that extra money. So it was just something that, just kind of like a little side thing that we did. But yeah.
Okay.
So my question is, what's next for you guys? I'm not really sure what's on your guys' calendar next. Do you have any events planned? And also, like, how much freedom are you going to give yourself now that you're officially the MVP, you know? Like, you can probably literally do whatever you want and get away with it.
Considering how good I played or consistent I played throughout this event, I probably won't change anything like attitude or anything in the game-wise. But I think what we have coming up next is either the minor or the Flashpoint League, which is something that we're looking forward to.
Was there any point during that second map when you guys are like, oh no, we're gonna go to a third map? Like maybe when it hits tie point, were you guys getting nervous going into that overtime at all?
Definitely not in overtime because we knew before that overtime started, we knew our money was pretty bad throughout the whole second half. So we honestly we knew going into overtime, we had 16K, we could do things we wanted, we had more chances to do what we wanted. I think definitely before overtime though, we definitely had a little shock towards the end.
Well, somebody, I'm really happy for you. Congratulations on the big win.
Thank you.
I hope to see you guys do the same thing in Yanzhoping.
Appreciate it.
Top 5 plays of the day. It's time to kick it off, and I bet this guy's in most of them. Oh, it's of the tournament even. Here is number 1. It's going to be over on Mirage, and it's going to be Oboe with that SG. We're going to see a lot of SG throughout this series.
We definitely are, and with play number 4, we're going all the way back to yesterday. This was the last match of the night, Complexity versus MIBR and its config with that 4K with that beautiful USP.
Number 3, it's Vinny with the ace on Overpass. Absolutely nuts. Kicked him off to this is the win that kicked him off to the finals, actually.
And with play number 2, we got Thomas, of course, on Vertigo. We've been talking about this UK man all weekend long. He gets that 4K. This was a 1 versus 3 once again to make it all the way to that overtime. And once again with play number 1, this is Gen.G versus Furia. This was Kusta. This actually was a 1 versus 4. It started off with that. He gets that beautiful 2K and closes out the round. It was amazing to watch.
And, it's time, I think, to announce who the MVP is, even though we've kind of already framed that one up pretty easily.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Well, it's you in my eyes.
Aww.
Other than you, I guess we could give it to Tom.
I'm the top player.
He pretty much destroyed every map that he played this entire event.
Sam looked so good. You can see the team average sitting above it almost every category except for the assist. So he's a little bit more greedy with the rifle in his hands, but still great tournament run from the young gun, 17 years old, playing for Gen.G.
Hard to get assists when you're just killing everyone, by the way.
This is also true. It's hard to get an assist when you're constantly the one getting all the kills.
Yes.
So, you ask them what's next for them. I think we have to ask ourselves what's next for them. What's next for this team? Is this just a honeymoon phase, or are things going to continue to improve?
Well, that's the beautiful thing about winning a tournament like this as your first tournament if you're Gen.G. You can ride that momentum in Counter-Strike. Your players will then feel more comfortable peeking angles. And honestly, I think winning a tournament like this as a young team is it's such a blessing probably for them because they're going to approach things in such a better mood and just willing to learn and practice more and have a good time.
I think we're in an incredible time in the Tier 2 scene. I mean, I can't remember the last time we had just a brand new lineup coming up and being a Tier 2 squad and really contending, and now all of a sudden stealing away a tournament. We have to remember, we still got Complexity, we still got Fours, we got a lot of teams that are just vying for that first place. And sure, Gen.G won this weekend, but we've got a lot of competitive teams out there.
We had Complexity, Fours, ENCE, MIBR, Furia.
Yeah,
Gen.G,
multiple top 25
Gen.G
teams.
just walks away from this first event with a win.
That's the most impressive part of all of it. And again, we mentioned it in the interview with Sam. There was more on the line than just the prize and the trophy. This team qualified for DreamHack Masters Yanchoping, but that's not the only event this year that gets you a qualification into a Masters tournament. As you can see, Valencia, Montreal, Rotterdam, Hyderabad, Winter, and Sevilla, all of those will funnel into future Masters tournaments throughout this year and through the start of next year. And there's also those points, those pesky points that get you to a potential spot at Cologne, and we've updated them.
Ooh, Genji's right outside of that gold qualifier spot area.
10 points is the difference.
Oof. They got up there real quick.
Yeah, I think they were around the bottom of this list with only a few points, so that they've actually kind of catapulted themselves up, and I have a feeling we'll see them crack into that pretty quickly. And we might even see them jump up multiple spots, bumping a few teams down. I'll be interested to see what they can do when they inevitably qualify for Cologne.
I'll say this, there's no slouches above them. I quickly looked above them just now on that leaderboard. All very, very solid teams.
I mean, FaZe actually was on that list of teams that could qualify. So
yeah.
You would potentially be playing in a qualifier with a team like FaZe. So it's not necessarily going to be easy for them, but that wraps things up for us. Before I go ahead and cut you guys out of the equation, is there anything you'd like to say to the audience at home?
No, thank you for tuning in, guys. It's just a lot of fun all week. Thank you for leading us to this amazing time. Fuck. Oh, Donald.
Rest in peace, Donald. I don't know how that happened.
R.I.P. Donald.
We'll bring him back up. Quack, quack, quack. Christine, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, this weekend was incredible. This was my first NACS event that I've worked. I had a ton of fun, and I'm just excited about the NACS scene. It's been too long, 2017, since the NA team has won and open, so this is exciting times.
It is indeed exciting times. I'm so happy to have been on the desk all weekend long with you guys. It's been a blast. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Intel, the US Navy, Corsair, and Monster Energy. But we are done. It's time for us to go home or maybe go to a little party and cut a little boogie with our friends. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next stop.
Oh my God.
Trailblazing cowboy, doing what I do best. I'm a rootin' trailblazing cowboy, driving my cattle out west. I'm a rootin' trailblazing cowboy, doing what I do best. I'm a chap wearing saddle, shining cow, branding fire, building lasso, throwing sharp, shooting cowboy. No whiskey drinking, grub eating, bean chewing, pistol loading, cattle herding, spur wearing cowboy.